Well, it's June 11th, 2026. We're in Halifax, actually on the Dartmouth side today, in town for our bi-weekly psychology appointments. Out for a bit of a walk afterwards. And one of the things that I found out through I guess he's an Instagram type personality called Jacques Z. Whipper, is that it's Men's Mental Health Month. So if you are one who likes to go and check things out, he does a great video on his own mental health journey, and you should go check it out if you get a chance. One of the things I've been working on with my psychologist is what I like to call, or trying to get across an idea, or maybe start an idea of treatment-resistant PTSD. I think it's something that's found more prevalently in first responders, and I came to a bit of a breakthrough on my own personal theory today, in that one of the reasons why so many first responders, especially police, but not discounting the other services, have such issues dealing with their traumas is because there's just so many of them. And not just so many of them, but so many different types and varieties of them. The analogy that I used for it today was, it's like grain silos. You know, we drove across the prairies and you have big grain silos, medium-sized grain silos, and little grain silos. And the way most treatments work, CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, and CPT, is the idea behind it is you work on one of the big issues and it helps break the logjam of all the other issues with trauma. So, you know, say I have trauma around car accidents. If I work on the one major one that's bothering me, in theory it should help with all the other car crash type related traumas. And my theory on it was today, that I got to in my head, is that, well, I've done CPT and I've done CBT, is that you have to work on each silo individually. But for first responders, and especially the police officers, how many different silos do we have? We have car crashes, we have assaults, we have all these other things, all individual silos. People who pass away suddenly, people who pass away from violence, things like that. And so we work on one silo and we get rid of our big silos. So there might be, say, 3 or 4 big silos that we work on. But then those medium and small ones that to us may never have been traumatic in the incident at the time, now become the big and the medium silos, because we now have that extra room to think about them. So my theory on it is we get treatment resistant PTSD because there's just so many traumas, and each one of them, each event, and it could be every day of our career, it could be every second day or every week, we're exposed to things that could be considered acute trauma for one person, but we're just like, we become desensitized to it, but it's still harming us. So the theory goes like this: we have so many that we work on one silo, we break that one down, and then we have another one that pops up, because now instead of being focused on these 1 or 2 incidents around one type of trauma, we are now opening up another type of trauma that we haven't dealt with, that there's just as many traumatic events, but they've been suppressed by all the other traumas, the bigger ones that are in our forefront. So it's a theory I'm working on. Ideally, I get a grad student that wants to specialize in PTSD and trauma and first responders, that wants to reach out and try to work up past it, or help me develop it to try to help all other first responders. Cheers all.